Alright guys, it is February the 10th, the year of our Lord 2025. I've heard some weird things online today. I don't know what's true, what's not. I normally don't like to talk about stuff unless I get it from 3 or 4 different sources. But I did hear the governor of Pennsylvania may have had something to do with the attempt on Trump there in Pennsylvania. So, I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on about that, and I haven't 100% scratched the surface on that one. So, I do know a ton of governors, mayors, congressmen, women. A lot of them are probably going to be going to prison. A lot of attorneys, a lot of judges, a lot of cops are going to be going to prison soon for the crimes they've committed because they think they're above the law. Doesn't work that way. I think this is going to be the year justice starts, and we're going to have 4 years of justice. True justice. So, I think that's the way God intended it, and I think that's what's fixing to go through and happen. Get rid of this corrupt system that we're in, and fix the problems. Now, that's my personal opinion. I'm not telling you 100% this is what's going to happen. I'm telling you this is what I feel is this year, the next few years are going to be about. It's going to take 2 years starting this year to clean up the mess that these corrupt people have made. And I'm thinking, well, it might be 3 years. This year to unravel everything, and then next year to prosecute, and then the third year to prosecute. That may be the way it works. I don't know. But it's coming. The dominoes have started falling, and there is no stopping it once this starts. So this is going to happen regardless. So get ready. Get some popcorn and keep your eyes on the news. You're going to start seeing a lot of people, a lot of politicians get brought up on charges. So, and a lot of mayors, governors, attorneys, judges, and cops are fixing to start going to jail. So, it's about time we cleaned all this up. So, but we got to bring everything to the light first, and that's what this year's about, I think. That could be what this next the next 5 months be, is bringing everything out to the light. Go through doing investigations after investigations and try to get everything straightened out. So we'll see how that goes. As far as spiritual word for you guys, wrestling around with all kinds of issues right now. Everybody's worried about their wealth. Everybody's worried about their, incomes, and everybody's worried about their health and all kinds of stuff. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Something I've kind of learned over the weekend. If you give it to God, you don't have to worry about it. Just give it to God. Seriously. And stop worrying. Wall Street was a corrupt system. It was insider trading and stuff like that anyway. It was used for a couple of different illegal things, so I'm going to be honest with you. Stocks and bonds and all that stuff has never appealed to me. It felt off to me, so I never messed with it. Now, a lot of people have gotten into it, and they've made a life for themselves doing it. Kudos to you guys. But it always felt a little off to me, so I never dabbled in it. The one thing I would honestly sit here and tell you is stop worrying so much about everything. That's all my wife does. She worries about everything. Because we don't have a whole lot of money. We don't have savings. We don't have spare money for an emergency, stuff like that. But every time an emergency's happened, God's provided for us. So that's why I'm telling you guys, stop worrying. No matter what the problem is, God will provide it. And we need to, believe it or not, worrying is a sin. And it's not one of the big ones, but when you worry yourself sick and you obsess over worrying, that is almost a lustful worry. So, I mean, you gotta tone it way back. The only time I really am worried is when I forgot to do something that could have prevented a problem, and that's on my that's a me problem. That could have prevented a issue further down the road that I didn't foresee, and there was no way getting around it, and God can't help me out of that one because I screwed it up. So but God still offers me a way around it. But stop worrying so much. God will take care of everything. The wealth transfer is supposed to be happening very soon. I've been hearing that for 4 months now. I am hearing from gold and silver people that the prices are going up further than what has been, that's ever been. So, and that's in gold and silver. Then they drop down, and then they go up, and then they drop down, then they go up even higher. So it's a yo-yo effect right now, but the economy is crashing, guys. It's coming. It's not a matter of when or maybe or, once upon a time. It's happening here soon. It could be another 2 months. I don't know. But something interesting is happening with the gold, because London has a bank that holds a lot of gold, and they just transferred a ton of gold to New York. Is what I have heard. Don't know if it's true. Don't know what's going on. But I do know one of the executive orders Trump is trying to put into effect is a gold standard for the economy. So we don't have to worry about credit. Because once we have that, credit's going to be useless. This is why I'm going to tell you, don't worry about your credit score. Don't worry about your credit stuff after the gold standard hits, because it's not going to be there. So, and I imagine in the next few months, we're not going to even be paying taxes on some things. Because they're going to be wrestling around with all kinds of taxes, trying to abolish those. They're wrestling around with all kinds of stuff right now. So, here's what I'm going to say. If God is meaning for this to happen, it will happen in His perfect timing. No one is more wiser. No one knows more than God. God knows when we need it, not when we want it. Right now, we got to stick with what we got. So, but it is coming. Okay, guys? I'm no psychic. I'm no medium. I'm no prophet. I'm just telling you. Everybody feels a shift in the wind. Everybody knows a lot of things are changing. Economy is one of them. The money system is one of them that is changing. You can't run a new system on old ideas that are outdated and frankly don't work anymore. So, there has been a lot of suppression, and God says it's time to release it. So He's going to release it in spurts. I haven't talked about this on here. Something I've been reading about for 3 years now. Apparently there are going to be med beds coming out soon. They're going to start talking about them. You may have seen them in YouTube feeds. You may have seen them in like the short videos and thinking they're a hoax. Apparently they're testing those right now. They've been testing them for about 2.5 years. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that stuff, but from the sounds of it, there's 3 stages of them. So we'll see what happens, because there is talks of medical changing abruptly. This might be the way it changes. I do know God said He's going to go through and lay hands on everybody at a point and heal everybody from all the sickness from the food and the poisons and the toxins and all the stuff, and set our bodies back to a point, like He did in Pharaoh's time. So I don't know. I ain't giving you a date. I'm not giving you the minute and the hour, because I don't know it. I can tell you is faith can carry you a long way. Just hang on to your faith. Hang on to the love of God. You may not be seeing anything immediately right now, but the ones that hang on through all this time and efforts, you're going to be well rewarded. May not be with gold and silver. You may not be the wealthiest person in the world when this change has happened, but you will be rewarded because you didn't give up on your faith. People are always on trial with their faith. God tests you. Satan tests you. Human beings will test your faith. All manners of life will test your faith. So hang on to it. Don't give up. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk to you tonight about was if we all sat around a campfire and told our stories, how many of us would be truthful about our stories? How many people would throw extra stuff in to make them sound cooler, sound like a Billy Badass, pardon my language, and how many people would tell the truth about themselves? Listen, I've been through some things and I've done some things. And just about every time I've had something happen to me, somebody was there watching it. So, and I'm not talking about the one individual that was doing it. I'm talking about someone else off to the side saw it. So what's happened to me, I can back it up. My wife has been with me for 20 years. The last 20 years she can vouch for everything that's happened to me. But how many people are going to be truthful and with their stories? What I'm trying to get at is, are you going to be truthful to God? Are you going to be truthful to yourself? Or are you going to be truthful to everyone else? Or are you going to lie to everybody, including God? You need to understand that if you're not going to lie to God, you shouldn't be lying to everybody else. I think I was more complicated in my head than what it meant to be. But if you're going to tell your story, be honest about the story. I just think that we need to stop sugarcoating things and be honest. A lot of people say you need to be open and honest. I don't think you need to be open. I think you just need to be as honest as you can be. And everybody says that it's a lie based on a point of view. Your honesty is a point of view. I disagree with that. Either you're honest or you're not. There is such thing as a full honesty, and then there is partial honesty. So but it's all honest. If I tell you I've been in a few fights, I'm not lying to you. I've been in a few. So, am I telling you the whole truth? No. But I am telling you the truth. So, what difference does it make if I tell the whole truth or if I tell you what you need to know? Sometimes you need to know the whole truth. Sometimes not so much. And that's where we need to stop harping on people. If they're not comfortable telling you the whole truth, that's on them. Even if it can hurt you, the whole truth can hurt people too. So, you have to understand where they're coming from. Now, I'm going to get drilled on this when my wife hears this because of what I'm saying. So, yeah, I put myself in trouble, guys. All for you and all for your entertainment. Alright, guys? So, you guys be safe. I hope everybody had a good weekend. This week in Illinois is supposed to get snowy. So, we'll see how that goes. But you guys be safe. God loves you. God bless you. And remember to pray.